Hey, welcome to my video on installing and configuring Windows Server 2016 on a virtual machine and also booting Windows Server 2016 on a flash drive, a USB, with a program called Rufus. Now the programs I'll be using is VMware Workstation Pro, which is a virtual machine. If you don't know what a virtual machine does, a virtual machine allows the user to run an operating system within an operating system. Along with this, I will be using Rufus to boot my flash drive, and well, this right here is the ISO, the image for Windows Server 2016. So first, you double click Rufus, but I already have it open, which is it here. It tells me my USB drive is already selected, but yours will be named differently. And if you have more than one USB drive inside there, you'll have to click a USB that you want to use. I will advise you that if you have anything in USB that you don't want to lose, that you back it up or save it in a secure place and use another USB or another drive, because this method deletes every single thing on your drive. It puts an operating system on your USB drive, so I recommend you use a clean USB, or you remove every personal information on your USB and use that same drive. So the next step will be to select the ISO, which is Server 2016 right here. And the good thing about Rufus, it automatically fills in each option right here. It tells you the GPT, the partition scheme, and the target system. It already fills it in. So the only other thing to do is just to click start. And like I was saying earlier, it literally prompts you and gives you the warning that if you have anything on your flash drive, it will be destroyed and you wouldn't be able to use it again. For my case, it's just an operating system that I have on the flash drive, so I could just redo it again. But the operating system that I have on it is what I'm going to use, so I don't really need to do this method, but just to show you, I'll just click OK, and it's saying that it deleted the partition. Like if you have anything on your drive, it will show you that it deleted it and cleaning it and clearing it, and it will automatically start loading your operating system on the drive. So I'll just have to pause this video because this might take a little while. I'll just pause it and I'll come right back to it, right? So at this point, your flash drive has been booted and Rufus lets you know that it's ready to use. So you can now use your flash drive to boot your operating system. So let's move on to the next step, which will be creating a new virtual machine. Now you have to double click VMware Workstation, which I already have it open. Once the virtual machine is open, VMware, you just click create a new virtual machine and you'll be met with two options: a typical, recommended, or a custom advanced. If you know what you're doing in configuring your virtual machine, you can go with the advanced, but because it's an educational video, I'll go with typical. Next, you can either install off of a CD, which you'll click this option, or ISO. I will be installing off of the ISO, which I'll just click browse. And if you had to search for your ISO image, you'll do so, but my ISO image is right here, so I just click open. Next, this is the step where it will ask you for your Windows product key. So if you have it, you can put it. It's not necessary for this video, so I wouldn't put it. But if you have a Windows product key for Windows Server 2016 or whichever Windows server you are running, you can input it. To personalize your Windows, it will ask you for your full name, but right now it's using my computer name, and password is optional. It's not necessary. So then I'll click next. I'll name my virtual machine Windows Server 2016-3. It tells me the location where I want the machine, but I'll just leave it as default and click next. And then it tells me how much gigs I want to use. You could choose how much gigs you want to, but I will leave it as recommended, which is 60 gigs. And I will split my virtual disk into multiple files because it's easier to move around if you intend of moving it to another computer. Well, the virtual machine itself, if you want to move that virtual machine to another computer, you can use split virtual disk into multiple files. After that, you click next and finish, and VMware will automatically launch Windows Server 2016 for you. And this may take a bit long, so I'll just pause the video and come back with the installation. Okay, so once it loads up, you'll be met with this little dialog box here showing you that it's copying Windows files. Then you'll be getting files ready, then it will be installing the features, installing updates, and then it will be finishing up. Now within this period of time, the operating system will restart a couple of times, so that's normal. Don't be frightened or scared or tragic or anything. It's totally normal for the operating system to reboot, and this process can take roughly 10 to 15 minutes. So I'll pause the video and be right back when it finishes. Okay, so once the server loads in, after it restarts a couple of times, you'll be met with this logon screen. Now everything is configured, and it's now starting up, so you'll see everything loading in and everything. But this is Windows Server 2016, so this server manager is now loading up. Let's give it a moment. I really don't want to pause this video again. Nice. So this is your server manager dashboard, where you configure your local server, your roles, features, you create groups. This is your local server down here, and all the server management will be here. If you want to manage the server, add roles or features, remove roles and features. If you want to add server, create server groups, server manager properties. So basically everything you want to do, you'll be doing it in your server manager dashboard. And this is my video on installing and configuring Windows Server 2016. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.